Hello. Hello. All
Hello.
right. Give me a minute because I'm having a day.
Oh,
I
okay.
was trying to share the fact that we're live, but
Okay.
it wasn't working. But go
Okay.
ahead.
Take
How
your
you
minute.
doing?
Take your minute. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I rushed home and went to find me something pink because
Oh,
I had
oh yes.
I
You
had
know
to be
what?
ready.
Yes.
I had
That
to
is
be ready.
true.
So
That
I'm
is
I'm
true.
rocking my pink in honor of
Okay.
today's show. I got pink
Yes.
lips.
Oh, look at you. I
You
love it.
always showing off your lip stuff.
Listen,
And
I
I
know.
actually had it ready, but I can't read this name. I can't listen. I feel like I should have a magnifying glass and inform you
Oh
something
Lord,
else.
that's
It
never
is
a good thing.
absolutely unacceptable. But this is a whipped soft matte lip color called
Ooh.
Bosom.
Ooh.
Gifted
Lovely.
to me by very dear friend Cindy Sophia Sin, my Ohio
Oh,
family. She gave me a bunch of makeup, and
shout out to
then they
Cindy.
mailed me some makeup. I'm like, now I love makeup. What you doing? So this
Right?
came in a lovely box of things, um,
Beautiful.
and I'm hoping I picked up the whipped and not the plumping because it's another
Oh,
bottle that looks like this. That
that
start
that
if my lips
and then
start.
you start feeling that tingle like,
I don't. Okay, there's no tingle, so we might be good with the whip. But if my lips start plumping, you better message me and say, "Go wipe that out." I'm good.
no, I'm not gonna message. I'm just gonna say it right out and be like, Angel,
Boo-boo.
you
Don't
got
let
a
me be
little.
on here with my lips hanging. Okay. All right.
Oh, you
So
know
I
what?
got the
I
lip
feel bad
lip
because
colors.
I'm not representing at all
Listen,
anything.
you dress how
Listen,
you feel sometimes.
y'all, and I said it in our little meetup before we got on. This is what seasonal depression looks like, y'all. This is it. I just did not feel like even getting dressed today, but I did. This is actually clothes. This is not my pajamas, even though it looks like it.
I'm hoping
But
you
like,
ain't sleeping in no hoodie. It's not cold
but
out.
like, I can pull out my
Oh.
Eminem B Rabbit. You know, I got the headphones and everything. Like, I'm halfway there.
I want to watch 8 Mile now.
I want to watch it. Wow. So yes, unfortunately, y'all, this is the time of year where seasonal depression starts to come in. And with the weather the way it is, I mean, don't get me wrong, the warmth has been beautiful, but it's the rain and the gray and the blech. And the fact that when you're getting up at 7 in the morning, it still looks like it's 3 in the morning.
Now, okay. For
I need
me, I'm good
sunshine.
with that. I'm good because that means I can sleep a little more soundly
I need
uh,
sun.
without the sun knocking on my window at 5 o'clock.
Listen, I am not a vampire, even though I kind of got like a little paleness
And,
going on. I
and
am
I
not a
thought I
vampire.
was, but you got the black, so I'm not
So
sure.
I'm just, I mean, true.
I mean,
But
literally,
anyway.
this is the only light on in the house right now, so you already know
Oh, I'm in the kitchen today,
this
you
ring
guys.
light is it.
I'm in a new environment, so
I
you might hear
see.
my dogs bark. It's okay. I
It's
mean,
fine.
at this point, it's all good. You know you love us no
Perfectly
matter what.
I'm
But
not a
what
fan of I'm not a fan of the gray, but the rain and the leaves and fall is my favorite season. So
no, you can keep it. I like
okay,
summer.
I'll take
I
it.
like
You
summer.
can keep that.
I fine I will. And you and I have birthdays in opposite seasons. I should
I
have your birthday and
know
you should have mine.
you should.
Dang it.
You should, but then I wouldn't be able to travel when I want to
I
for my
mean, that's
birthday.
true.
So, there's a
That's true because it's holiday season. Because
there's a problem.
But
So,
what tea are you drinking today?
oh
Tonight?
well, today's tea is brought to you by not a sponsor.
Not a
Um,
sponsor, but they
not
should be.
boop,
Not the sponsor.
and there.
And what is
So
the flavor? Ooh, passion. Ooh, that's a good one.
I was feeling some
You
kind of
feeling
way.
passionate?
I
Are you
am.
feeling?
I was
Love it.
feeling a little passionate
And it's got
today.
some pink going in
And
there.
yeah, I got my pink going, and I had a pink flower on the box, so
Yeah,
I feel like
you're
I want
keeping
to
that
acknowledge
theme alive.
that. And yeah, so my mug,
Oh, we got to see this. Oh God.
Couldn't wait.
Mermaid. Oh, I love it.
I couldn't wait
I love
for
it.
this out. Also, a pink flower on the mug. So,
Yeah,
I'm making good choices today.
I love it.
Um, and this a beautiful film is on Disney Plus
Yes, it
now.
is.
So,
Yes, it is. Yes.
yes, I'm not gonna. We're not sponsors of that, so I won't.
We're not.
You if you don't
But
know
if
what it is,
Disney
I
wants
can't
to
help you.
sponsor us, well, look, that
Disney,
I'm just
Tazo,
saying,
we'll
anybody.
take it.
What's up,
Mm,
Just the Best?
mm.
That's my girl,
And
Just
I'm
the Best.
still having only one spoon of honey.
Ooh,
Just
not
one.
one, no one spoonful of sugar to help the
Nope.
message. Go
Nope. One spoon of organic, one spoon
Organic honey.
of
There you
honey.
go.
Just one. I have gotten down to
All right. Well,
one. So I'm lowering my sugar needs here.
and honey is better than sugar anyway.
Yes, it is.
But
What are you drinking?
I'm
And in
drinking.
what?
I'm
Oh,
drinking
I know that. I know that box.
spearmint rose. So see, there's rose, and it could be a pink
Uh,
rose, even though the box is
it
green.
counts.
And this tea was gifted to
I can
me.
smell it from here.
Oh my, you know what?
Mm.
It is magical. The smell on this is absolutely magical. Woof, I could just anyway. This was actually gifted to me by my beautiful co-host Angel. This with like 3 other teas, but I like this one so much, and it was conveniently located where I could get to it.
Hey, Jessica, I'm late.
And my mug, and this was coincidental because of what I'm going to be talking about later, and y'all will see.
Uh-oh.
Pilates. I thought you said pie and lattes.
Love it. I
Yes.
love it.
And why
I
not? It
love
should
it.
be pie and lattes. If I'd go
Speaking
to
of
Pilates class all the time.
speaking of Pilates, I am wore out. Physical therapy is kicking my behind.
Did you all know it's Physical Therapy Awareness Month? Physical Therapy
Yes.
Month. And
Yes,
she's
it
doing
is.
physical therapy.
I am doing physical therapy, and I am scheduled for an extra session next week.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh. I don't
because
know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
my therapist is trying to kick me out.
No.
And no, I'm sorry. She's trying to move me forward into more advanced things.
Oh.
So she
Oh.
suggested I take an intro to a something Pilates class.
I would like to know
Because
what
I
that.
only
Well,
because I
we'll
only
talk
have
after this on what
right.
that something
So
is.
I have one more session with her
Okay.
after the next one, and then I'm going to be in group classes with other people.
Oh my. Oh my.
Other people.
Other
So I've
people.
been doing one-on-one. I love one-on-one. So I pay for one-on-one.
You
So
know,
I
that
can work
other
on,
people is not your thing. You
it's
like
not,
you
but
don't like people.
kind of comes with the group sessions.
Yeah,
So
well.
that's what I'll be doing. But here's the thing. Key word was advanced. So
Oh.
I have been killing every session.
You just started not too long ago.
And she just gives
So
me stuff and she's like, okay, you can do that. Try this. Every time she changes her voice, I'm like, let's
you're like,
try
I gotta pull
something.
back.
Let's try something. Okay, great.
Oh my god.
So it's sticking.
Well, that's
The
good.
lessons have been sticking.
That's good.
I'm feeling stronger.
Good.
I'm going up and downstairs.
Nice. And for all of you
Um,
who don't know, Angel had surgery, and that's why she's in physical therapy.
you should if you're watching it. No, but no.
I'm
But
not saying what kind of surgery,
I had
but I'm saying she
abdominal
had surgery.
surgery in August, beginning of August. So I have been very, very slowly um, rehabilitating my body.
Mhm.
And it involved being still for quite some time.
Yes.
And then me needing to be back at work,
She
went
doesn't
back
know
to
how to
work.
sit still.
I don't. I went back
Like,
to
I
work.
think it was like 2
Back
weeks
to work.
after or 3 weeks after, she was
3,
on the phone with me, like, oh, I was cleaning my
4.
baseboards. I'm like,
Uh,
why?
well, it was another reason for that. But yes, but
Regardless of
I
the
know.
reason, you should
So
have been
I was
cleaning your
cleaning,
baseboard.
I was painting, I was scraping, I was doing all kinds of stuff.
Uh,
And yeah, in week 4, I went back to work. Should have been week 7.
yeah.
I went back to work on light duty
Yeah.
in week 4.
Light duty. Okay.
So rehabbing my body. So that's,
Yeah.
it's National Physical Therapy Month.
Yeah.
And shout out to my physical therapist, Kat,
Oh, cat.
over at
Cheers to
Core
cat.
Physical Therapy and Pilates
Ooh, core.
Studio
Okay.
in Evergreen Park. And when I say core, I'm get core.
Core.
Say it like you feel it in your gut, because that's where I feel it. And I have 3 different size Pilates balls rolling around my living room every time I walk past. Um, Jessica, not this Jessica, author Jessica calls me often, and I'm like just on the ball.
Yeah.
She like, oh, you on your boat? I'm on the ball. This is what I do at the end of the night. I got to stretch out my body. So
I love it. I'm
so
glad it's going
that's
well.
one awareness month. You
Yes.
have touched on seasonal depression. You're going to come back
Yes.
to the other thing that's on your mug, but tonight is all about breast cancer awareness.
I did want to throw this out really
What you got?
fast. I did have an appointment with my therapist today because yes, even though some of us go through seasonal depression and we have therapists, it still hits us. It
Mhm.
just it just does.
Okay.
Especially when there's so many other things going on and the plate is like up to here.
Mm.
And being an empathetic person, um, I absorb people's emotions a lot and what they're going through. And that is both a blessing and a curse, to be honest, because it is very draining when you don't have an outlet for those emotions. So,
Mhm.
talking with my therapist today, she gave me, and if any of you out there live with seasonal depression or this time of year, it's just kind of blah for you. She mentioned the Verilux light box, and I found it on Amazon. It's $40, so it's really not bad, and not bad. But you can set a timer to where, like, let's say I get up at 7 and I'm so used to the sun being out, I can set it for an hour, like start it at 6, and it will gradually
Wow.
light up.
$40 for your own personal sun.
Right? And it's LED, so it's not, no UV or whatever. And it will gradually light up till it gets to that point of feeling like sunshine in your face. So I was like, say less, take my money. I need it. I need it tomorrow. I'm
Because
a,
you got Prime, so it's
I'm a
definitely
Amazon
coming
Prime
tomorrow.
that stuff. I need it tomorrow. So,
Okay.
Verilux, Verilux
Again, we're not
light
sponsors,
box.
but
Again, we're not
you
sponsored,
can
but
send it for
I am
free.
saying if any of y'all go through this, she recommended that. I'm going to get it. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
And
Well,
also
you know
increase
what,
your
friend?
vitamin D. And
You
also,
know
if
what, friend?
what is he saying?
Bet.
Better not come with a rooster. You know what? It's going to sit right on my nightstand.
He
So
ain't
that,
trying to
and
hear
you
that.
know what sucks though, is that my nightstand is on the side that I don't sleep on. Like I sleep on my
You
left
only sleep
side.
on one side? You don't
Yeah.
rotate?
I rotate to my back and then I go back to my left side.
So you got
I
a
don't
flat
know.
arm?
Huh?
Got a flat arm.
Right here, it's like
Oh,
my
flat
hair
hand
anyway.
syndrome. Oh
That's why
my
I got a
God.
ponytail because listen, if I haven't been to Jess to get my hair done, it's in a
Uh-oh.
ponytail because
Shout out to
it's
Jess for these
shout out
amazing
to
colors.
Cutting Edge 54 Salon in Elk Grove Village.
We're
Okay,
not
just so y'all know.
sponsors, but
We're not, but she's our B-side family. So
there
that's
you
free.
go. She's
That's
family.
that's free promotion right there. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
you know
so
what,
we'll see.
friend?
So hopefully it'll drift to that
Let me
side.
say this. Kudos to you. And good job on finding something that will be helpful for you and taking the initiative to spend the money to experiment and see if we can move you out of this black hoodie into maybe
It's
maybe
very
another color.
it's very comfy.
So cheers, friend, for taking your mental health into your own hands, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Rotate, flip, tate up, tate down, state as she's all tates at night. What does that
What?
even mean? What does that even mean?
Sir, what are you talking
I
about?
don't even know what that means. If that's football talk, you're on the
I
wrong.
feel like it
I don't
might
know
be
what that
some
is.
football talk. All
I don't
right.
even know what that means. But yes. So what you were saying before I brought in the lamp.
And I'm glad that you did. We're shining a light.
Yeah, I see what you did
See what
there.
I did there?
I see what you did
Um,
there.
we are shining the light on breast cancer awareness tonight, and we have an
Yes.
amazing guest who's going to be joining us in a few minutes.
Yes.
But I'm gonna hit you with some stuff right quick.
I know
Okay.
you are, and there's one
No, I am.
statistic I'm very interested in
Well,
knowing.
hopefully I got it, but now
Okay.
that you said it, that's gonna be the one thing that I
No, you'll
don't
have
have,
it.
right? All right. So, oh, Vic is back.
Well, at least he's watching tonight.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
I'm
Thank you for
talking
tuning
about
in.
the fourth position you find yourself at night. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but
Rotate,
but
flip.
my sleep
All right.
number bed says I'm sleeping restfully. So
Oh,
whatever.
well, I
Anyway.
guess it works. It works for her. Maybe you should move around a little more, Vic.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Move around. Move around. All right. First statistic. And I'm gonna hit you with 5 facts and 5 truths. Because we need, yeah, I know
What?
it's a difference. It's a
Okay.
difference. 5 facts, but there are also 5 truths.
Okay.
So the first of the facts. Each year, more than 491,000 are diagnosed with breast cancer.
Ooh.
That is one woman every 2 minutes.
Is
Every
this
2 minutes.
United States or
This
globally?
is United. This is
Wow.
United States.
Wow.
Every 2 minutes, one woman
Wow.
is diagnosed with breast cancer. 1 in 8 women who live to age 70 will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. 1 in every 8 women.
That's nuts.
1 in 833 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
Wow is right.
I know men think they can't get breast cancer, but
Men think they can't get it, but guess what? You still got
you still
parts.
got, yep.
Still got parts. You still got ducts. You still got veins. You still got
Mm-hmm.
all of that. 1 in every 833 men.
Wow.
25% of women with breast cancer are younger than 50 years old.
Remember when breast cancer was only really a genetic thing and now or
I'm gonna get to that.
hereditary, like a hereditary
I'm
thing,
gonna
and
get to
now
that too. I'm
okay.
gonna mention. I want to come back
Sorry,
to.
I'm jumping ahead.
I'm gonna come back to that though. But under 50 years old, younger than 50 years old.
Wow.
That's terrifying
That
for
is
a lot
very
of people.
funny.
Specific to me, my culture, my race, Black women and men are more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer at a younger age and at more advanced stages than their
Ooh.
white counterparts.
And that's the statistic I was wondering because on October 14th, that Saturday that it was really miserably cold and rainy, um, our friend May, she's a breast cancer survivor, and we were a team and we did the Strides for Breast Cancer walk, and it was down by Soldier Field.
Mhm.
And it was a very, very gloomy day. And they actually ended up trimming down the walk to only a 1 mile as opposed to 3 because of the
Mm.
weather. But what I noticed, the majority of the women there were women of color that were wearing survivor shirts. And I was like, I was looking around, I was like, wow. Like, I was like, okay, I need to know what the statistic is on that because
Yeah, I'm
it's
so
like,
glad that was helpful.
yeah, because I looked around, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And you don't think about that.
Now I have an
So
interesting story to go with that, but I'll come back to the story.
okay.
So those were your 5 facts. Here are your 5 truths. There are 3.8 million breast cancer survivors living in the United States. Survivors, keyword. Breast cancer's mortality rate has been decreased
Okay.
by 42% since 1989 due to early detection
Okay.
and improved treatment.
That's good.
So we got a number of survivors,
That's
but we
good.
also have a higher percentage of people surviving this disease. 98% of women survive with early detection of breast cancer. That
Hmm.
is a
That's
super high number
yeah,
that I had never seen prior to my research. 98% of
that's
women
incredible.
survive. Keyword with early
Detection.
detection,
Hmm.
right?
Get those mammograms, ladies.
Come in the net too. Physically active women are 25% less likely to develop breast cancer than those who are inactive.
Mm, I guess I
So,
need to get back to karate.
karate, aerobics,
Yeah,
walking,
just something.
Pilates, whatever,
Pilates.
kickboxing, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. 25% less likely to develop breast cancer than those who are inactive. Last truth, breast cancer education and screenings can save up to 37 lives every day
Oh
in the
wow.
US. Now, we just told you in the fact
Every 2 minutes,
every two
someone's getting
minutes one woman is
diagnosed.
diagnosed. So we
Wow.
can save up to 37 lives every day with
That's
education
incredible.
and screenings.
That's
So
incredible.
you
Yeah.
mentioned mammograms.
Yes.
Um, I had my first mammogram this June.
Your
Now,
first one?
here's the story.
Woo, yeah, I need to know this because once I turned
I have been
a certain age,
refused.
the doctor was like, you need to go
I
get
have
those.
been refused by every doctor that I have ever seen because I was not 45 and because I had no history of breast cancer in my family. Bonus statistic, about 85% of diagnoses occur in women with no family history of breast cancer. 85%. I have been refused by every doctor I have ever seen because I was not 45. I was not experiencing any pain. I had no lumps and there was no history.
That's 5 years too late.
You heard what I said.
Then those doctors are stupid
You
because
heard what I said.
as soon as you turn 40, they're like, go get go get squeezed
You heard what I
and
said.
that's
Refused.
crazy.
And of course, I changed doctors.
Yeah.
But anytime I've ever asked or brought it up, it was 45, 45, 45. At some point, I believe it changed to 40, but it was always 45. That's the number that I always got. If there's no problems, no issues, no suspicion, no whatever, I'm going to sip my tea.
That's baloney is what that is. That's ridiculous.
So there's my story. So
Hmm.
I had a mammogram in June. Um, and they almost didn't want to give it to me because it was at the beginning of the month and my birthday's at the end of the month. I'm so sad. You
You know
think I'm
what?
kidding. I'm not
I
making
need to you need
you
I
think
give you
I'm
to a new
kidding, right?
doctor.
Okay,
Damn.
so I had a mammogram. Um, and I went in there, the lady's like, okay, what how you feeling? Terrified. She's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I really blame our mothers, our grandmothers, and our aunts for scaring people into thinking that this is a terrible experience. She's like, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna pull the thing down, you're gonna put your boob on the thing,
Hmm.
it's gonna mash your boob. We're gonna take some pictures. We're gonna do it sideways, it's gonna do the same thing. She's like, you have larger boobs. It's a little
It's
easier.
easier when you
A
got
little easier.
big
Yes,
jugs.
it smashed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
it was
yeah.
uncomfortable. No, it was not painful.
No, it was not painful.
And it was less. It was
Like
the
five
time went
minutes.
by
Not
quick.
even. Yeah.
It 5 minutes. I was in and out of there. Like from
Yeah.
the time I walked in the door to the time I walked out the door, might have took 5 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe seven, because she had to reposition me.
Yeah.
Nothing, and then showed me my scans right there.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
easy peasy. See you next year.
There you go.
I've always heard it was a terrible process. It was a painful
No.
process that nobody wants to do it. That why we need to get those machines that whatever 360 blah blah blah. Go
It's
and get it.
uncomfortable, but it's not
for
painful.
a
And
few
it's
seconds.
for a few seconds.
Few
It's
seconds.
like, hold your breath. I took the picture. Okay, breathe.
And then
I
they
will
do
take
it on
you
the
out.
other side.
Right.
They do both boobs. They
Yes.
do
So
down inside.
get the
Few minutes.
tatas checked, ladies, because if one woman every 2 minutes is getting diagnosed with breast cancer, and do not let any doctor tell you you're not
Find
old
another
enough
doctor.
yet. Find another doctor. Because the rule is once you turn 40, you got to start. If there is a family history, they might start you at like maybe 35 or somewhere in there. Maybe even
the only thing I can tell you. And it
or
don't matter
go
what
find a
color
new
they are.
doctor. Yeah.
Find another doctor. Anybody that will do it.
That is ridiculous.
Change your name and go to a free clinic. I don't care. Find another doctor.
And I already told Vic, I was like, look, if something ever pops up, say goodbye. They gone. Bye-bye. I don't need them. I've had my babies. I've done everything I did. I'm good. We've had a great run. But peace out. Peace out, Girl Scout.
It's nice knowing you is what you're saying.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Good, man.
I need.
You know what? I might actually find clothes to fit me better. Shoot.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway,
quick story.
The point is get your tatas checked.
In the Christian community, and maybe this is just for my culture, I don't know, but there seems to be a bit of a stigma for women who make the decision to get treatment versus prayer and holistic measures. I have seen women berated on social media because they decided to start chemotherapy.
You know,
and they weren't just praying it off and having the saints intercede for them or doing holistic treatments.
We can open a whole can of worms on that one.
I love to poke the bear. So I'm gonna drop that. And if you got something to say in the chat, I would love for you to chime in because I have seen this with my own eyes and I've heard from survivors who were treated terribly, lost friends, family turned against them because they decided to go and get treatment and they didn't trust the Lord.
Perhaps they should go to the Church of Scientology then, because that's the cult that believes in shit like that. Excuse my language.
Oh my gosh. So
I'm sorry. It is a personal choice. And it is the choice of the person who has been diagnosed with the cancer.
And it doesn't say anything less about your faith.
It does not.
About your spirituality, about your growth, about your belief. It doesn't say anything else. What did my church say a couple of months ago? God plus therapy. We can do both.
I have always said
prayer and medicine.
Yes, I have always said there is room at the table for both. There is room at the table for holistic and there is room at the table for science. There is room at the table for both. Mm-hmm. And people that are just so like this on, I can't because it's then you're not even opening your mind or anything. I had a neighbor, she moved out of town, but she had a friend who was diagnosed with cancer. And that friend chose to do a more holistic approach with her cancer because she was like adamant, I don't want to do this chemo or I don't want to put any on my body.
Okay. So the opposite.
Okay. And so, my friend respected that. It's kind of like, I really wish you would get the treatment because whatever, but it's your decision. I respect that. And, sadly, I think it worked for like 5 months and then she was gone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's room at the table for both. And y'all that want to pass the judgment, you do know that's a big sin. You do know for the Christians that are so judgmental, that's a sin and that's actually in the Bible that you like to quote all the time. I'm not saying, but I'm saying if we really want to go there, the only judge per the Bible, the book that you live and breathe by is God. And last I checked, that's not you.
This is some good tea.
I'm just saying. I mean, if that's what we want to do.
Bears tonight. Listen.
I'm feeling froggy, baby. I'm feeling froggy.
Well, you know what? While we at it, I got another one for you. So there was
Lord, I'm on a roll. Let's do it.
There was a Netflix documentary. I'm not gonna name the documentary because they're not a sponsor. Um,
Netflix,
unfortunately, I
Disney, come
said
on,
Netflix.
guys, come on.
There's a documentary on a random streaming service. Okay, that was about health. But there was a gentleman who was trying to get into businesses to interview certain head top people in regards to their sponsorship of certain products
Okay.
um, that have been proven to increase the chances of cancer. But some of
Whoa.
these products were actually sponsors for the American Cancer Society.
Oh, what?
Not just one. Okay, so dairy and meat were mentioned. Um,
Oh, yeah.
certain types of meat and certain dairy products were mentioned
Mm-hmm.
as products that increase the likelihood or chances of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And these same companies were sponsors of American Cancer Foundation or the Susan Cohen breast cancer,
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
Listen, it was out there because
Yeah.
if he got in the meeting and if he made it in there and they were all for it and they're being interviewed and then he starts dropping the real questions on them and they were cutting it short. Nope, I can't answer that. You
Wow.
have to talk to our research team. You have to talk to whatever. But
Yeah.
it's showing you here. This is the list of cancer causing whatever.
You know what?
This is
I've
the
been saying this.
for these organizations. It was amazing.
I've been saying
Wow.
this for a really long time that our food has changed so much
First of all,
because
it ain't food.
it's not. And that's what I keep saying. There's
We're eating products.
something in the food because when we were younger, breast cancer was not really around, but if you were diagnosed, you were much older. You know, I'm not saying 60, 70 is old. Don't get me wrong, ladies. I'm
Listen.
just saying you were older than 25. You know, women are getting diagnosed at a younger and younger age because it's like, well, why is that happening? So I've been saying this for a long time. There is our food sources have changed. There's something that's being done that's changing the chemistry of the food, that is changing the chemistry of our DNA or whatever to get that to start. And, we went from, cancer being a hereditary thing to now you could have no family history and get diagnosed. And that was in
85%.
your, right.
85%
That's scary.
has no
85%
family
is
history.
really high.
And is it that we don't know our family history? That there's no record of it? Because to my knowledge, there's no one in my family. To my knowledge. Other types of cancer, yes, especially liver because they drinkers.
Right.
But breast cancer, I know no one. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
Which is why I was asked to be screened anyway. And I know nothing of my father's side.
Right. Right.
That's why I was so adamant about.
Right.
I wasn't adamant enough, clearly, because I accepted the answer I was getting. But I would love to hear what our special guest has to say about some of these things and other things. And we have questions. I have questions for her anyway, but I would love to get the feedback of our special guest. Welcome to the studio, Miss Frankie Parker.
Clap, 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 clap. Hey. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, there you go. Hello. Welcome.
I was sitting here eating popcorn and eating my little small bag of chips and just taking a sip of wine. Like, this is good.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and coming on to talk about this very important topic. And
tell us who you are, though.
Tell you who. Tell Facebook. Tell all of us.
Tell us.
Tell the world who you are.
For those that are not acquainted with the celebrity status that you are, tell us.
Oh, it always makes me feel so weird.
We're all weirdos here.
We seriously. Seriously.
My name is Frankie Parker, singer, songwriter, band leader of Frankie Parker and the Gentlemen, mother of Miles, and breast cancer warrior princess.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were checking off the boxes. Yes, songwriter,
Yeah,
band leader, and
down the list.
keep
I
going.
practiced that a few times.
I love it. I love it.
Excellent.
You wear many hats.
Yes, yes. I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in as an entertainer. We're one of the top bands in the Midwest, and we have done a lot of venues from House Blues to United Center to our residency, the Basement, which is a popular venue downtown.
Nice.
Longest running residency there, and now I am the proud mother of my new baby, my single "Breathe."
All right.
Which was written during my fight with breast cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where can we find that?
So you can find it on all digital streaming platforms.
Okay.
So
all digital streaming
iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, you name it.
Okay.
You name it.
Y'all know that we're on Spotify, so go to Spotify first.
Yes, please.
Start there. And we'll get that information put in.
Get you a nice glass of wine, turn your lights down. It's not a sexy come hither song, but it's
I heard the song banging.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a cute song, you know.
Yeah. I turned it up and let the windows down so they could look at me. And
I could say, breathe. You have the wind blowing.
Breathe.
You gotta have it.
All I was gonna say, somebody breathe.
Breathe.
I'm waiting for it long again where like the wind blows it and it was like, you know.
That wouldn't have been sexy because my eyes have been. I gotta pop the top.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Well, Frankie, tell us about your journey. Tell us about all of it, like start to finish.
So, January 2021. My sister and my brother-in-law were moving into their first home. And per usual, we all got together to move the furniture. And per usual, I thought I was Superwoman and I tried to move this dresser. And I bumped the left breast on the dresser. So for a few months, the bump just never went away. I'm like, okay, this bump just won't, I don't know what this is. Maybe I thought maybe I bursted a vein or something, or I don't know. I just had all of these whimsical ideas of what it could have been other than breast cancer.
Muscle, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I go to the gynecologist in April. I tell the gynecologist about the bump. And she says, well, I'll schedule you for a mammogram because they usually work, they try to come into the gynecology office to convince us to do the mammograms and stuff.
That's how I finally got through.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go and get the mammogram. Of course, they see something's not right. They schedule me for a biopsy like a week later, 2 weeks. June 16, 2021, while I was leaving the cemetery from burying my great grandmother, literally out of the gates, I get a phone call saying that I have cancer.
Wow.
So I take the necessary steps, tons of appointments. Everybody's poking and prodding and trying to figure it out. They just went into like beast mode, to ensure that they knew anything about my body. So there's appointments after appointments after appointments. And I tell a lot of my girlfriends that are survivors or caregivers of survivors, sometimes we just need a little time, so, but I digress. So I get the biopsy done. They tell me that the day my great grandmother passed, I go into treatment maybe about 3 or 4 months later. So September, because I'm a performing artist. Right. So summertime is my money maker. You know what I mean? Summertime, the weddings, the divorce parties, the buzz, it happens. It's true. I actually have a song called Divorce Party.
Hey, Bryson. We've been
I
missing
didn't know
you.
that was a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I start chemotherapy. That's a year process for me. You know, everyone's schedule is different. Every 3 weeks for a year, I was going to chemotherapy. They put a port in me. Where's my port mark?
Okay.
Mark right there. There was a port that was there. And they just plug you up and they put all the medicine in you and you just sit for hours.
So what is that like? Is it so many weeks on, so many weeks off? Is that what you're saying?
Every 3 weeks. So you get week 1, 1, 2, 3 weeks back in. 1, 2, 3 back in. So in that third week you're back in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, I went through the common things people talk about: losing hair, losing your fingernails, losing your toenails, skin.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Nails.
Because you're killing all the cells, right? So anything, this is kind of, these are dead at one point, the nails and everything. So anything that doesn't have life is falling off. That's why the hair falls out,
Yeah.
So I went through all of that, lost the weight, just, and even annoying things like, you want to eat, but you can't because you have nausea or diarrhea, or everything tastes like metal because of the medication. So I hate spicy food, but suddenly I'm asking my father, like, Dad, can you make some greens with some spice to it? I mean, because I just wanted to be able to taste something with
flavor.
Yeah. So little things, and then not being able to go outside, and then having to put sunscreen on when you got to go outside. And, all of these different things that happened during chemo. Chemo was treacherous. It was not a fun experience. I didn't let people come in as much as I probably should have, because I wanted to just kind of deal with it with myself. It was already bad enough that that I'm ill. Now I want to, invite you into that space. I kind of wanted to just deal with it myself. That was terrible. But on the other hand, I didn't have it as bad as some people that I've discussed it with. So they have a chemotherapy called the Red Devil. Have you guys ever heard of it? It's like the worst level of chemo you could possibly get. And because I because I had stage 2 T2 HER2 positive breast cancer, I was still in early detection. I didn't have to have that level of chemotherapy.
So the higher the level, the worse the treatment.
Because now they're trying to kill it, especially if it's spreading, right? So you're trying to kill it as quickly as possible. Yeah. So, but currently Northwestern is conducting, Northwestern University Hospital, that's where I'm at now. They're conducting a case study, a trial study for a vaccination for cancer.
Oh, wow.
So I'm actually the first to receive that.
Oh, that's incredible.
In the program for it.
Is it specifically for breast cancer or cancer in general?
I'm assuming it's just for breast cancer. From my research, it looks like it's just breast cancer.
Wow. Well, we talked a little earlier about certain communities and the stigma with choosing to do chemotherapy or choosing holistic measures. Did you experience any of those?
The criticism? No, I didn't experience the criticism because, one, I'm tough, and people know, like, at the end of the day, no matter what you tell me, if I've made up my mind, that's it. That's all. Like when I got the biopsy done and they said breast cancer, I said, well, they can take both of these tits. And then she said, Chrissy just said, well, why would you say that? It's only on the left side. I'm like, I don't care what you said Saul did. Take them both. I don't want to ever go through this again. And that was at the beginning, before consultation. It was like when the doctor was talking to me, I'm like, yeah. What options, ma'am? Look at me. Okay.
So
what
did you end up having? What did you end up having to do?
Double mastectomy. I just got a reconstruction done, so I have boobs again.
Come on, show them
there
off.
we go. There we go.
Hey.
I love
in August.
I love it.
But yeah, that's that. I didn't experience that. I have a really awesome village. Started with my church. You know, they're amazing, open-minded, understanding, educated individuals. And I'm not the only person in the church with cancer. And it's a predominantly Black church. I mean, it's probably 3 or 4 of us in here. And my family's amazing. My music family is amazing. I have an awesome village. Like my very closest my good girlfriend was a nurse practitioner, and she worked in infusion. So she knew the steps of chemotherapy and everything prior to me being diagnosed. Wow. She was like this. She took me to Puerto Rico. She snuck some IVs out of town just in case I got sick.
Not snuck the app. Come on. Them the friends you need. Put this in your sock.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to say a name, but
we don't want to get her in trouble.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
You know, and my experience was
Bryson loves boobies.
Oh, shut up, Bryson.
Listen, that's my bra buddy, because we got a specific kind of bra that we be looking for. When they go on sale, we be texting, hey, you want to get one?
Believe that.
We don't play about the boobs.
I can believe that. But yeah, the double mastectomy, and then I had radiation after the double mastectomy while still having chemo. And then the last step was ending chemo into the reconstruction.
Now, how does your doctor feel about that? Not that we care, but how does your doctor react to the fact that you said take them both and you didn't need that at the time?
She was understanding. She's no longer my doctor because of the friend I just talked about. She threatened me if I didn't go to Northwestern. She started there, so she knew all the people that did my surgeries and all that stuff. So she wanted me to go to her family. Okay. But nevertheless, the doctor that I did initially start this process with was pretty understanding. You know, she saw that I was stern, and I'm the fun patient. I crack jokes and everything, but when it gets to business, it's like, okay, now listen. You know, so she kind of understood that about me, and it's such a personal decision. And I think a lot of doctors with good bedside manner are aware that there are so many options. And at the end of the day, it's the patient's decision to do what's necessary for them. Sometimes that's living, sometimes that's dying. You know what I mean? Yeah. And however it comes, you know, whether it's by choice or by chance.
Exactly.
How would you say your mental health was affected during the journey of diagnoses and treatment and recovering? How were you able to cope, especially if you were, self-isolating, not letting people into your space? How were you able to function?
So, one, the village, the visitors, the friends, the family, how do I just, okay, so just to be absolutely honest, before cancer, I always questioned if people really loved me. Was it because you loved me? Did you love me because you could get something out of it, or that I could, give you an opportunity, or just to say that we know each other? Because there are people that are like that. The more I do this, the more I climb. I'm like, oh, weird, But
what did you learn?
I learned that I am loved, and I've put a lot of love out in the universe, and not thinking about it. You know what I mean?
And it came back.
Place all the way to the earth. You know what I mean? It's overwhelming. Every day I would come home and have packages at my door for months. My mother was like, "This is crazy." She's like, "Do your friends?" It's like, "What are they?" I mean, cards. I have a baby grand. I'm sitting right next to my piano. I had a baby grand full of cards.
Wow.
And just people just sending me things and notes and letters, and just the phone calls, the prayers, like I just can't tell you how it's been so overwhelming. Even one of the venues we play for, they did a fundraiser and cut me a check.
Come on, check.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's just been just an overflow.
Blessings from everywhere. Blessings from everywhere.
I get excited when I think about it. And then it makes me want to have to take care of everybody again. Like, I remember what you did, so I'm going to make sure you have the world now. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it meant, but there were moments, you know, I have a 14-year-old son. Start to question, are you going to be here to see him graduate? Are you going to be here to see him go to college and have kids and get all the payback that you've been anticipating? You know, all of those good things. You know, I thought that I didn't, you know, there were points where I was like, I don't know, I may not make it. But for the majority of the situation, I never really denied it that I wasn't going to. I knew that I was going to beat this. I knew that from every point of it.
When those intrusive thoughts started coming, though, how did you work through that to flip it to be a more positive outlook?
Spiritual work, you know, my prayers, my meditation, journaling, getting it off my chest, calling that friend. I have a therapist. I love my therapist. My therapist is the bomb. And she's really fashionable. Like, I watch her. You're cute. You know, but aside from that, she's amazing. And I've built a rapport with her when I really need her. You know, she's Johnny on the spot.
That's great.
My best friend happens to be a therapist.
Okay. Oh, Bryson's at the Louis Armstrong show. We love you too, Bryson.
Oh, that's so fun.
Wow.
Hey, I'm so jealous.
Frankie's like, well, this has been great, ladies. I'm out.
Right. It's great. I got a question. And this is something that me and Bryson and our other co-hosts on the different show, we're always talking about love languages and how we would want to be responded to versus the types of support we get. So my specific question, was there a specific type of support that you needed during any part of this journey that wasn't received? Was it something that you were hoping for, you were looking for? They just weren't touching on.
It's certain people that I expect. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's certain people that I expect, because I've done so much, that I expected them to kind of reel it in and kind of put their feelings aside or their issues aside to deal with me. And when I mean deal with me, like check on me, say how you doing, you know, you have to come and cook and clean and all of those things, because I'm super stubborn. I'm going to try to do it myself anyway.
Sounds like someone else I know.
Yes, I am. I'm very stubborn. But you know what? Here's some the other end of that. I did have to learn how to receive help, because there were some days where I just didn't feel like getting up. You know what I mean? But yeah, in particular, you know, people that have been around all my life, you know, I'm like, I just need one. I have to tell someone, I just need 1 year to be able to take care of me, and I can go back to taking care of you.
Wow.
And, you know, it bothered me.
As if it wasn't obvious.
Right.
Right.
It bothered me, but I also know you just have to take people for who they are. One of my favorite movies, and everybody that knows me they know this. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, Jackie Brown. And there is a line that Samuel L. Jackson's character says about one of his girlfriends. He says, you can trust Melanie to be Melanie, but he says you can not trust Melanie, but you can trust Melanie to be Melanie. So in other words, You may not be able to trust this person, but you could trust them to be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And once you realize that people are who they are,
And where they are,
it makes it, you leave them where they are, or you deal with them from afar, or you just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Accept the consequences that come with whatever decision you made.
I always find that so interesting. Like, you don't really know who your true village is until something hits the fan in your life, right? Until something goes south, you don't know who's going to stand by your side. And the people you thought were going to stand by your side are the people furthest away, and the people that you wouldn't even think are standing right next to you. It's amazing how society works. It's like nothing bad should have to happen for me to know that you're going to be there for me. Like, I'm there for you. It's like a reciprocation. You know what I mean? And I think that gets lost on a lot of people.
That's the expectation in humankind, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I tell people. Unfortunately, you have to lower your expectations.
Just have none. And
none.
Just, for me, in my opinion, yes, okay, in certain general things, I expect my child to go to school and get a degree or to be successful.
Yeah.
But when it comes to characteristics and what we think people are versus who they are, sometimes it's best not to have that expectation.
Right.
And it's not that I don't think from a pessimistic standpoint. I just think from a humanistic standpoint. Humans make errors all the time.
And it's like a lesson that you always learn. Like, when you're a good-hearted person who's always there for everybody, right? And you do, and then you realize, okay, I'm in a bad spot, but they're not reciprocating. You still get hurt, but then it's almost a life lesson. Like, okay, well, I'm not going to have any expectations, and you try not to, but then you do have the expectations again, and then you get slapped in the face again. It's like, okay, I really need to stop. Like, I'll tell you, it took me until I was in my 30s to like start feeling that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, okay, I'm done. No more expectations.
Yeah, not with certain people,
Yeah.
It may be certain people that you do have expectations and they meet them every time. Or your perspective may be you have the expectations, and whether they do it or not, you're still rooting for them. It's just situation
from afar, at arm's length. Like,
or maybe up close. Our kids, they're not going to do everything that we tell them to do, and they're not going to make all of our dreams for them come true.
They're in their own category. I don't count the kids. I don't count the kids. They're in their own category for sure. But
I want to be a rock climber. Okay. So all of these books for medical school are out the window. Cool. All right. Climb those rocks. I don't know.
How did your son handle everything? How did your son handle everything?
My baby he's a cool dude. I named him Miles. I named him after the cool.
Clearly.
Yeah.
First person I thought of.
Cool. I always share this story because it's funny to me. He was already in therapy. In 2020, our family was just wrecked with deaths. Some pertaining to COVID, some not. So someone very close to him passed away, and I put him in therapy because I wanted to make sure that he, understood what was going on, and of course, therapy hashes up other things, So roll over a few months later, I find out about my diagnosis. Well, I kept it a secret from him until he came back from Florida, because he goes to Florida for weeks at a time. His grandfather lives out there. So, I'm like, okay, the kid shouldn't have a wrecked trip thinking about me while he's away. I'll wait until he comes back. So we go to therapy and I just booked a cruise. And the therapist was like, Miles, your mother has something to tell you.
Oh boy.
So I tell him, I'm like, hey, Miles, I'm like, yeah, Mom's, been kind of busy while you've been gone. I had a port in and everything. I was just hiding the port. I was. And he said, I said, yeah. So I have breast cancer, but we're going on a cruise.
Wow.
And he was like, no, wait, but
wait. I want to be happy, but no, I'm shocked. Wait, how should I be feeling right now?
And the next thing that was out of my mouth was like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to beat this. You know, there's a strong possibility that I'm going to win this battle. And I just need you to work with me, you know, but we're going on a cruise.
I love the follow-up.
Maybe like 2 minutes later, the therapist said, so Miles, do you have anything else to ask your mom about what she just told you? And he was like, yeah, so where are we going?
That was my question. Where's the cruise?
Right. So we wound up having to cancel it because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say
a few years later, not a few years later, fast forward from then. This year, he graduated from 8th grade. So I took him on his first cruise. We all went on a cruise together. So I actually made up for it, and I was healthy. So
so you can actually enjoy it with him.
Yeah. He's a great kid, AB student. He has his own YouTube page where he has about 3 or 4 million views on it, 16,000 subscribers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an animator. He writes his own scripts, you know.
Wow. That's incredible.
He's a bowler, stellar bowler, you know.
Love that.
That's amazing.
Super kid.
Mother of Miles. I love the title.
Yeah. Mother of Miles Publishing. Yeah. That's my publishing company name. Mom. Mother of Miles.
It.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks for asking. That means a lot to me.
What would you tell someone who has a loved one or a friend that is just starting this journey with cancer? What would you tell someone?
Be patient.
Who's a caretaker, I guess.
You're both walking into the unknown. Be aware of that. Take some time out for yourself and set boundaries. Protect you. Protect who you are and what you need to do for yourself. Because sometimes as caregivers, it's a deep dive. Mm-hmm. And you're taking care of someone and then they get better and then you're down. Mm-hmm. You know, for whatever reason. If it's, you know, that you were an empath and you've just been hoarding all of these feelings and emotions, carrying their load in a way. Or if it's just time and you just have not made time to do those things. Keep a balance. Set your boundaries. Be honest with the person that you're taking care of. You can tell a person to fall back kindly, you know, or to be kinder kindly. You could do that. Even when it sounds crazy, if the survivor is in the middle of treatment, even when it sounds crazy, as long as it's not illegal, do it. It's a certain thing. I want a Costco box of lemon heads. Mm-hmm. Do it.
Yeah.
And then the biggest one for me, for my thanks to God for my great caregivers, continue to promote living. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like dead alive living. I mean like find a way to enjoy life and keep that person interested in having purpose and interested in having activity and socially feeling comfortable. As long as it's healthy and safe, do that. Because we have enough things to make us feel abnormal. Sometimes all we want to do is feel normal.
Right.
Me and my best friend were hiking in the rainforest. My second session of chemo.
Oh, wow.
You know, I just kept going in the studio as much as I could because I couldn't be on stage. I was on 4-wheelers after my double mastectomy.
Yeah. Because I can imagine it's so easy to slip into that I'm just tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Mentality, you know?
Now, was that a drastic lifestyle change, or were those types of activities things you were doing before?
Already crazy. I just, I'm already look. I'm the friend that's gonna always be like, yeah, let's do it. Everybody has godchildren. Nobody's given me that job yet to be someone's godparent yet. Colin, Gigi, I'm making a request. Please, thank you. No, but I'm the worst friend. I am the friend that's like, okay, listen, don't tell them we were together. Like, you know what I mean? I'm that friend.
Oh, that's funny.
Cool auntie, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm the good time.
I love that.
Is there anything you wish you had known before you started your journey?
How much sugar can kill you?
Come on, say more.
Cancer cells love sugar.
Mm.
That's something that they grow off of.
Interesting.
So in the Black community, we always hear about sugar diabetes, right?
They don't talk about cancer.
They don't talk about cancer.
And yet, Black women and men.
And I'm under 40.
Highest diagnosis.
When I was diagnosed. I'm 40 now, but I was 38 when I was diagnosed. So I wasn't even due for a mammogram based on the rules.
For 2 more years.
The healthcare land rules.
Mm-hmm.
But had I known about the sugar, maybe I wouldn't have had those 50-11 shots of tequila, or maybe I wouldn't have had those chocolate drops in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been more aware, more conscious of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also think about food deserts in our communities.
Mm-hmm.
And because we have these food desert issues, there's only so many stores allowed in those neighborhoods, and they all are like convenience store
Mm-hmm.
Liquor store
marketing plans. The liquor stores, the Dollar Generals, and you know those, they sell what, flaming hots and cookies and cakes and everything. There's never anything healthy in there. So if I'm a little Black girl on the south side of Chicago where there's a food desert and I'm hungry after school every day,
eating Sour Patch Kids and flaming
cookies,
hot
cakes and chips and pops and calypsos and whatever else, right? Then yeah, I should be getting it earlier than people that don't look like me, because I'm being subjected to a space that is not caring of my community enough to provide the nutrients that we need to live.
Mm-hmm.
So is that it's frustrating because sugar's in everything.
Mm-hmm.
everything.
In everything.
Everything.
And you're talking to a baker.
Sugar's in some water.
And I'm thinking about these donuts in the kitchen. Like,
You know, there you go. And don't get me wrong, I love my sugar. You know, I'm drinking a glass of wine.
but that shouldn't be the majority of our diets.
Yeah.
And this is what you're talking about with the food deserts and what foods we have access to. Because I remember being a little Black girl on the south side of Chicago and walking to school, and the first stop was a candy store.
Right.
Because I needed Twizzlers, and I needed Sour Patch Kids, and I needed them sour cherries, and they were going in my pocket. And at some point, we started selling Kool-Aid in the bag with sugar in it in the bathroom. Just straight
Exactly.
with sugar.
That's true.
Just selling it. Hold something out of your hand. Everybody got a red hand. Going back in the classroom. This was a regular occurrence. You know, we're eating barbecue corn chips and drinking Canadian Clear. You know, gulping it down or what, knee-high pop, whatever. That was what you had after school. This was before Flaming Hots. This was hot, crunchy curls. This was
what you're talking about. Yes, ma'am. And see, I'm a suburban kid. I'm a suburban kid, so it's certain things that I had access to. You know, I went to a elementary school district, and we were 13% of the population. So it was a predominantly white neighborhood at the time of me growing up out here. And I had access to that. So it's a lot of things that, you know, what I'm talking about, I didn't necessarily always go through, you know what I mean? But I see the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the difference.
Elementary school. Now you got me thinking about butter cookies. And in case, shout out to Kelly Ross, wherever you at. I'm gonna send you this clip right here because I probably owe her hundreds of dollars for purchasing butter cookies for me when I didn't have 50 cents and $1 and them slices of cake.
Those CPS butter cookies, you can't tell me nothing. Those CPS butter cookies,
Jiffy cake mix many years after the fact, but we need
see. I don't know about
cookies and cake every day.
Butter cookies and the super donuts. I don't know anything about.
I don't know nothing about super donuts, but
what
butter cookies and them
that was a CPS breakfast staple.
I don't know about that. That ain't we had breakfast, you know. But I also ate breakfast at home. But what was breakfast? A Pop-Tart, a bowl of cereal.
Man,
mine was waffles. Waffles. My mother can't cook.
Oh, so waffles out the toaster.
Okay? Listen,
no, my
sugar.
The super donuts was a treat because I grew up in so my grandmother raised me. Okay, she came from Iran, Middle Eastern grandmother. So I was always eating like basically a Mediterranean diet. Like she would not allow me to have any cereal that was multicolored. Fruit Loops, no.
Baby.
I was eating Total. I was eating cornflakes.
Was eating what?
Total. The only kind of colored cereal I could have was chocolate. So I could have Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay.
But you're not having no Toucan Sam in there. The only way I would get away with it is if I got the Captain Crunch with the berries. That was it. Otherwise, it was like absolutely not.
I got a 2-pack on top of the refrigerator.
She would not let me have any artificial
Captain
nothing.
Crunch berries.
She would not let me have that. Forget about it. That was special occasions. Okay?
Right.
And it was not Coke, baby. You were drinking the Aldi brand lemon lime. Okay. Maybe on occasion I would get the Aldi cream soda because let's understand that was the best one out there.
That was good. That was good.
Fancy.
But it was like that. So anytime I had sugar, it was always a special occasion because she's like, you don't need it. And I would get so mad. I'm like, but I'm a kid. Sugar. So when we had those butter cookies at CPS lunches and they had them, there was some for 50 cents, 30 cents, whatever. I'm like,
give them all to me.
Yes. And when I didn't have change, Kelly Ross, shout out. She always had my 50 cents. She had my cake money. But this was the lifestyle. Yeah, we might have ate an apple too, but
right.
It came with a side of butter cookies.
And so now we know better, right?
Yes.
Now we know better.
So, my sister, my brother, we practice with our kids, better dietary choices. I got a big old bruiser, but it's certain things that I just don't allow him to have in the household. Like, I don't think he's ever had Kool-Aid in my house. I know he hasn't. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So you kind of just become more conscious and more aware of those things. And I wish that I would have known that.
And Crystal Light ain't no better.
Right.
I tried to switch off a couple of years ago, but I think February might have been the last time there was Crystal Light in my house.
That's good. Yeah, the synthetic sugars and all
that's
that.
Worse. The synthetic stuff is worse than just the regular stuff.
That part. Yeah.
Like my sister-in-law has type 2 diabetes and she was still drinking. I'm like, girlfriend, the studies have come out. Diet pop is worse when you have type 2. Like, it's worse.
It's more addictive.
You think you're making it good for you, but
This is a war I've consistently lost with my mother.
I swear.
So
just because it says 0 sugar does not mean it's better for you. I will drink a full sugar can of soda over a diet or
it only makes sense. If you're gonna drink it, you might as well drink the real stuff.
May as well.
And drink real water, please. And
I do the little can. Water. I do the minis because I can't.
Let's not get flavored water. Let's not get Propel full of sodium.
Right.
Let's just get water and squeeze some fruit in
it.
You got to do that. Put it in there. Put it in there.
Tasty water.
Put it in there.
Or get one of those jugs that has the infuser. You just stick the fruit in the middle and it infuses into the water.
Yeah. Just do that. If you just need flavored water instead of
watermelon and mint.
Flavored water.
Ooh. Yeah. There you go. Healthy choice.
What we're talking about. But yeah, the older we get, the smarter we get, the more wisdom we accumulate. We start making better choices and we move to just one spoon of honey
Exactly. Like I drink my coffee black.
Mm.
No, I don't put anything in it. You just do little things, just little things that.
And those are the lifestyle changes. Then it's not a dietary fix. It's a
Exactly.
lifestyle change.
Exactly. And if you ever have to go through cancer, which I pray, that no one in this discussion has to go through, or anyone is listening, you have to be conscious of your diet too. And if you have the opportunity for the cancer to go into remission, you have to be conscious of it even more after then, because you're rebuilding your body from all the damage you've done to it to make it better. And then you have this illness that, that has to force you pretty much to live better. So,
and I will say that, so my father-in-law had prostate cancer, and he he'd never gone to the doctor. He was complaining about an earache, went to the doctor's like, let's do a full workup since it's been a while. Came out stage 4 prostate cancer.
4.
He went through, they did like the radiation seeds or whatever into the prostate. He was in remission. Do you think he quit smoking?
No.
He was hiding it. Like he was literally hiding it, because he's like, yeah, I quit. But he was sneaking the cigarettes. And then one day he was complaining about not being able, like getting to get his breath. They found nodules in his lungs. So guess what?
Cancer's back.
It all came back. And 4 days before his 60th birthday, he passed away. Because he went into radiation, all that stuff, but it metastasized. And it was, so yes, you do have to make those lifestyle changes. And smoking is probably number one thing to stop doing if y'all are doing that. You know what I mean? Like that includes vaping, people. Vaping is not any better than smoking. I'm just throwing that out there. Because that's not gonna, it's like you've worked so hard to beat the thing that was bringing you down and to keep it out of your system. And then you continue a habit that's potentially going to kickstart it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway.
Racist.
What else do you want people to know before you go, Frankie?
Okay. What do you want me to say?
What else do you want to do? What else do you want people to know?
Okay. What else do I want people to know? I do think that we do need to, as women, talk more about this. I think we need to make it more of a common conversation, in particular in our families. Sometimes talking about illness is taboo. Some people are just simply afraid to discuss health conditions, procedures, but in history too, because history is important based on DNA, and we all are connected that way, right? So what may have happened to you might happen to me. So I think that's important that we discuss that. I heard you guys talking about that earlier. So just be open to conversation, ladies. If you have daughters, to me, the moment that you start talking about periods and menstrual cycles, okay, you need to be talking to your daughters about breast cancer. There are studies that show that younger girls that start at a younger age in menstrual cycles have more of a risk of having breast cancer. And these girls are getting younger and younger and younger. So think about that, and consider that. So conversation, communication, talk about it. Also, to my survivors, be free. I know that it's tough. I know that it's crazy, but be free in your thoughts. If you can't get out of the bed, be free in your mind, because the only way that you're going to beat this horrible disease is if you are motivated and driven by your mind first. And that's all I got. Oh, and also
breathe. I took your line from you.
Yes. Breathe on all DSPs.
Yes. Frankie, thank you so much for your time and joining us on the show. We appreciate you so much. You shared so much of yourself, and I'm sure when people, whoever's out there watching this, listening, it's touching lots of people.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
I got two angels on my side, Coltrane and Bob Marley.
I see. I didn't
it.
get to ask you about the picture that you sent in that you took with our dear friend, Mr. Obi Sosar.
Hey, Obi.
I love Obi.
Were you a part of that project?
I'm still a part of it.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited. When he announced it at his last show, I was in tears. I could not stop crying. Obi, me and Obi been like this for years. I mean, my son's 14, so I've probably known him since my son was about 2 or 3.
Oh,
Wow.
And a couple of my girlfriends are in it too. And he was like, "Oh, sis, I got to get you a part of it." I'm like, "Word, but you go see my boobs." Like, I
went last year. I went to the exhibit last year.
Did you? So I'm not in the exhibit yet. So we're doing a triptych.
Mm-hmm.
So before mastectomy, after mastectomy, and reconstruction.
Oh,
okay. So
wow.
I guess that's my cue to hit his line and see if we can.
He's still over there, over yonder. So,
oh, he's still over yonder. Okay.
That's
another reason why I haven't been taking my time. I'm like, you go to the coolest places, but
I know he took that breast cancer warrior project out of the country. Was he in Spain?
He was in Spain.
I think he's in Spain,
around. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
and it's, did you hear about the book?
Tell me.
So Obi has been Obi Soulstar, Afro punk artist and photographer and painter. He got a commission for a book. So there's going to be a breast cancer book.
Oh, nice.
Some of the proceeds will go to research and awareness. I don't know what the title is yet. I'm guessing Warriors because that's what the exhibit is. But those of you in Chicago, South Loop, go see my friends Electric Soul Gallery. It's amazing off of Jefferson.
It is amazing. It is. Yeah. And where are you performing next?
I'm actually performing at our residency Saturday. Oh, child, is about to be a good time. I'm at the basement this Saturday, the 28th, 10/28, from 9:30 p.m. until midnight for me. And then the rest of the band will play until 2:30. I'm still easing into. Well, it is my band.
I hear you.
Right.
Y'all go on and do that.
Yeah. So we're doing costume night. So it's a celebrity musician costume night. So
nice.
Whoever you want to be. And I got one. Oh, it's gonna be so fun and so unexpected. Okay. I just hope people get it. But
make sure y'all go check her out at the basement.
Yes.
Saturday night, 9:00.
Yep. And any other performances that I have are on my events page on my website at frankieparkermusic.com. So
and we'll make sure to share all of that in the comments as well, so people have your information.
Please come and be my victim. I mean, audience member.
Oh boy,
putting it that way. Oh.
It's a wild show. It's a wild show.
Yeah. All right, Frank. Well, thank you again, and have a great show Saturday.
Thank you.
And,
thank you.
Thank you for bringing your presence.
I really enjoyed this. Sometimes I'm sitting and waiting, and I'm like, okay, now. It's actually entertaining, like for real. So thank you.
Thank you. We try. We try our best.
All right.
We had a lot of practice during COVID. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Have a beautiful night.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh,
I love her. I love her energy. I love everything about her. Oh, what a great!
That was a great time. So much education.
Oh,
so much
there's
wisdom.
her website, everybody. FrankieParkerMusic.com. Thank you, Maurice, for putting it up there. Go check it out. Go download the song "Breathe."
Breathe. It's a great song. It is a great song.
And check her out.
And is it 9 or 9:30 Saturday?
I think she said 9:30, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But you know what? Get there at 9.
Get there at 9.
Get there
You know,
at 9.
it don't matter. Celebrity costume.
Yes,
party.
at the
That
basement. And you know
sounds
what?
like a good
There's
time.
no penalty for showing up early.
Absolutely not. We probably will get a much better parking spot.
As a matter of fact, I know some people watching that we should just say she starts at 7, so you get there at 9:00. Just put that out. Y'all working on your own time clock.
You plan the park, you know. Oh my gosh, that was a lot.
Well, I have something,
Good.
and it's going to be very short and sweet.
Uh-oh.
You see what I did there?
I see.
Okay.
I know what you're doing.
So, in addition to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Depression Awareness Month, all the awareness months, it is also National Dessert Month. And I know we just talked about sugar and how we need to not consume too much. However, we have a month dedicated to doing just that beginning on October 1st. So, and the reason why I brought up National Dessert Month is because I feel that, you know, dessert and mental health go in hand. I don't know. I think there's something comforting.
I understand that perfectly.
I think there's something very comforting when you just smell just some deliciousness from a bakery, or even just the therapy of baking something itself. You know,
it is extremely therapeutic, and I found that to be absolutely true during the pandemic. And not just for me, but for my friends who called me on video to literally watch me cook and wash dishes and put things in the oven and take things out of the oven and cut them up and decorate them. It is therapeutic for everyone.
It is.
The entire process.
Yeah, because you know they're not going to do it. They're like, I'll just watch you do it. It's like that ASMR stuff.
And hope they get to taste it.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. So there are a few desserts recommended to savor in this month.
Don't tell me.
Top 5 right now.
Top 5 desserts.
Chocolate fondue, which is wonderful, which is melted chocolate served with fruits or marshmallows for dipping. So go to a melting pot. Again, they don't sponsor us, but that'll get you some good chocolate fondue.
I would never have thought that would be in the top 5.
Oh, yes.
Sauce to dip things in.
Melted goodness. Melted chocolate just dipping and dip strawberry. The best combination is bananas with the chocolate or the strawberries. I prefer the bananas.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Oof. They have on here creme brulee, which is actually one of my personal favorites.
Bougie.
A rich custard. You know what? It's because it's gluten-free.
You got
rich custard topped with a hard caramelized sugar layer.
You see me? You got to
pop that.
Get in that thing.
And if you don't hear that, then they made it wrong.
It ain't creme brulee.
It's not.
It's custard.
Exactly. Another one in here is tiramisu.
It's funny you should bring that up.
Oh.
So in my kitchen are 2 packages of ladyfingers.
Well, there you go.
Organic ladyfingers. And on the top shelf in the fridge is a bag of organic lemons. Because I found a recipe for lemon tiramisu.
Oh, well.
That I'm going to be trying in the next week.
There you go.
But tiramisu is typically made with
layers of coffee soaked ladyfingers and mascarpone cheese. Or is it mascarpone? I don't know. I'm not Italian.
Marcia cheese.
Begins with an M. Okay.
Marcia cheese.
Number 4 on here is cheesecake.
Wait a minute. That was the ladyfingers are soaked in what?
Coffee.
Typically
coffee or espresso. Espresso or coffee. So if you don't have espresso,
I had to go and purchase lemon liqueur.
Oh, well, that's fancy. You call me
I'm
bougie with the creme brulee.
Some other uses for that.
That's a little bougie. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay.
Next
was cheesecake.
Always a fan.
Always a fan. And I'm not going to bring it up for this episode because we could discuss this another time. But these ladies with their "Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory on the first date." This is why y'all are single. This is why y'all are single. Okay.
Do you know how many years it took me to get that dude to take me to the Cheesecake Factory?
I swear. I read this list and I'm like, this is why y'all are single. I'm sorry.
How many years? And then it was only reserved for anniversary, birthday, Valentine's. Now we can go to Cheesecake Factory on a Tuesday. It don't matter. But seriously,
listen, I went on my first date. I went on my first date.
Bill is? That's $100 bill every time.
I went on my first date to the Cheesecake Factory, and I've been married almost 20 years to that guy. So
he did well.
Anyway,
because it's $100 bill.
I'm just saying. But ladies, that's why you're single. I mean, come on.
Hilarious. And then I read something somewhere that said the thing was a skit. You know, it was a skit. It wasn't even real. And we're still talking about this. That was like a month ago, wasn't it?
Whatever. But it keeps popping up. They keep reposting. It's like, you know what? Whatever.
Take me.
Just take me anywhere.
Take me today.
Look. And then the last one to round out the desserts to savor is baklava, which is a Middle Eastern gem made of layers of phyllo pastry, nuts, and honey. So typically you'll find it in the Greek cuisine. We do have it in Persian cuisine as well. It's just delicious. My grandma used to make it from scratch, and it was a very time-consuming process.
Layers and layers of butter and dough.
Butter and phyllo dough, and it just was so...
I have tried baklava one time.
That crispiness.
And I have been trying to get back to some good baklava ever since.
Listen, my grandma made the best.
I got to order some from that little book, that little book.
Seriously, my grandma made the best.
With the petty fours and the...
Oh, I haven't gotten it yet. It's coming. It's coming.
I got one. Somebody send me a message of where to go in Chicago for the best baklava. I'll let you know. I want to know. And that was the top.
That was the top 5.
That was the top 5. So they're not in any. They're not in any particular order.
They are, but I don't think it's literally by 5, 4, 3, 2.
You don't agree? All right, cool.
No. Because number 1 for me would not be chocolate fondue. Anyway.
Exactly.
Here are some ways on how to celebrate National Dessert Month. Now these are fun.
Fondue.
Okay. Well,
wrong show.
Wrong show. That's the other show with the hoochie dad shorts that I'm still waiting to see. Anyway. Shout out to Leanzer. Anyway, one way to celebrate National Dessert Month: a dessert trail. Embark on a dessert tasting spree, exploring local bakeries and dessert parlors.
Yes, please.
That's but with desserts.
Listen,
give it to me. Give it to me.
About how bad sugar is. I've never been to the sugar factory, and I would really like to go.
It's overrated, but go ahead. Everybody's got to at least go once.
It looked fancy.
It's so overrated, but everyone needs to at least go one time and get the drink that goes over the dry ice.
I need my one time though.
You need your one time. Number 2, baking bliss. Experiment with creating your own desserts at home, trying out both traditional and fusion recipes. Lemon tiramisu right there.
Lemon tiramisu. Who does that? I'm going to do it.
See, you're already celebrating properly.
I'm going to do it.
Number 3, dessert history dive. Delve deep into the origins and stories behind your favorite desserts through books or documentaries.
You might not want to know the truth.
I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, I watch... Look, all I need is Willy Wonka. That's all I need.
That's my history. It's not what you think it is. Not what you
her head.
It's not what you think it is.
Marie Antoinette.
It's a whole nother. See, you know the history. Go ahead.
Number 4, dessert swap party. Organize a dessert potluck where friends bring different desserts to share. Oh my gosh.
No.
I'm all over that. Anyway, I can't even speak the words.
No.
And then the last one.
I'm going to eat somebody else's dessert.
Stop it. Capture and share. Chronicle your dessert adventures on social media using hashtag National Dessert Month.
Done.
And that says National Dessert Month is a sweet reminder of the joys that life offers.
Done.
You see?
I love it.
So.
And Bryson is gone, but Bryson met me last week and she got a sweet potato pound cake. put in her hands.
Whatever.
And I have 2 to make tomorrow for 2 other dear friends of mine. That needs to be dropped off this weekend, and then I'll do my lemon tiramisu. So this house is going to smell like lemon and sweet potatoes between now and Monday, and I got donuts in the kitchen already.
After we just talked about how bad sugar
listen,
is.
I'm trying to tell you, I will never forget it, Miss Frankie.
Moderation.
I will never forget it. So in moderation, yes.
In moderation.
We no longer have dessert every night.
Oh, okay.
That changed.
Because I remember that was a every night thing.
Because at the end of the night, what else are you doing with yourself if you're not having dessert? No, we don't have dessert every night anymore. We don't drink Crystal Light anymore. We stopped drinking Propel. We only have 1 spoon of tea and 1 spoon of tea in our honey, 1 spoon of honey in our tea. So those were lifestyle changes.
There you go.
That are now sticking. We also take our vitamins every day because we don't have, and they still in my pocket because I put them in my pocket this morning. Okay. We take our vitamins every day because we know that we don't eat vegetables every day.
Did you ever eat that?
Raise your hand.
Did you end up getting those vegetables yesterday that you said you were on the fence with?
No.
I knew it.
I just ate the nuggets and the mac and cheese. And
it's okay. It's okay.
I did not. I took my vitamins. I did not.
You took your vitamins. Okay. Let's look at it. Was
going to take too long and I wanted to eat right there. But I know I don't eat my vegetables every day. So I have to take my vitamins every day.
Exactly.
I will do better because, hey, it's getting cold out. So, I'm going to be cooking. Yes. I won't be eating out regularly. That's the other thing. I don't eat out as regularly as I have been or was, but I do that with a certain person. But other than that, I'm eating. I am in the era, and I still haven't posted this, but listen, I am living in the era of I got food at home.
Yeah. Not only that, but you save money that way.
What you doing after work? I got food at home.
Exactly.
It don't matter what you offer me. I got food at home. Yeah. I'm going home, and it's good food. And at least 3 times a week, it might come with dessert. Maybe we can change it to 2. First half of the week and on the weekend.
I know. And it's going to be harder because the holidays are coming up. So,
shut your mouth. No, but even 3.
Oh, maybe can we just have a moment for Richard Roundtree after you said shut your mouth? Maybe think of Shaft. May he rest in peace. Oh my God. That was so sad.
Cheers to Shaft.
Cheers to Shaft.
I might have to go and watch it. Where your mug at?
Hold on. It's got no more tea in it. Okay. Hey.
Cheers to
Shaft. Shut your mouth. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to our special guest, Frankie Parker, who is just incredible. Go check her out. At the basement in the city. FrankieParkerMusic.com. Get her song Breathe. And to all of you warriors out there,
keep fighting.
And we raise our tea to y'all as well. To you.
Absolutely.
To you.
Thank you so much. Special episode of Mentali-Tea next month for the month of November. We're going to have a Monday Mentali-Tea.
Yes.
The Monday after Thanksgiving. So
November 27th.
November 27th.
Yes.
Monday Mentali-Tea.
I mean,
and that will be the last show.
That will be our season finale.
Of the season.
Yes. So you don't want to miss it.
Don't miss it. Because the next time you see us, it'll be 2024. So do not miss November.
Listen. No, don't.
Don't miss November show.
All right, y'all. You all have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. Love you.